Hello and welcome back to another episode, our 8th episode in this no spend PES 2021 challenge. And you can see that we have done our first week of results there, ending up only in 9th. It took a little while for us to be able to go into the ranking divisions because you have to play 10 games first. But 9th is fine, we're jumping up to Division 6. And this is the team that got us there in the end, at least. We have got strong front three, with Tate being the weakness, but we often take him off and put in our 84 rated David there on the bench as a second striker. We've got Igor in centre midfield. He's our next weakest player who we're looking to transfer out and get some fresh blood in there. Nididi, obviously our linchpin, and Zobins, the Russian superstar for us, and a backline that's fairly strong, not the best. Christensen, we don't usually have in there. We typically have Kimpembe, but he has got a red card from our previous game. Although it looks like he's in this game, our first match for today, and that's probably because I played a CPU game. So here we go. We've got some poor form in our team, but looking at our opponents there, we've got a David Beckham in central midfield, an Ebba, Sol Campbell. This should be a tricky game as we get into kickoff. And we have a few games to get through today, so I think it's 4 games. And then hopefully, apologies, in the next video we'll be looking at lining up a transfer. So just the 4 games we're going to stick with as we knock the ball around quite freely in the opening few minutes. Unfortunately, that goes nowhere. And here we go with our first real attack, breaking down the wing with Hulk on the 22nd minute. He's got some space. Can he get around the defence? He does lay the ball across, but Sol Campbell blocks it. It comes through though. Oh, and our main man, Aronatovic, slams in or dribbles in a back heel there from the sloppy defensive clearance. Lovely bit of play by our superstar that we signed in the last video. So very happy with that. And he's got away. He's got through the defence. They are a bit slow there at the back, it looks like. Can he put it away? He does. We are straight away 2-0 up within the first half an hour of the game. And it looks like we are going into half-time with that scoreline. We haven't got that much of the ball, to be fair to them. They've got the bulk of the possession, but no real shots on target from them at the moment that were worthy of highlights. Now we're trying to work the ball through for our third goal. It looks like we've got Hulk through on the penalty area, and yeah, he just gently passes that one through past the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, we've given the ball away though. 74 minutes. Alba comes through and he's slotted that into the bottom left. The keeper should have done better, but it's one of those funny angles in PES. And it looks like they're on a bit of a comeback here. 85 minutes. Can they do much more? Looks like they're doing the 1-2. Oh, the defence have made an error, and they have now scored their second goal. But luckily there wasn't enough time for them to get back into the game. We're having a few connection issues there with some lag. And it looks like with 1 minute left, they hoof the ball downfield to see what they can drum up. But nothing comes of it, and we've managed to pinch the ball back. And that will do it for the first match. 3-2 there. It looked comfortable right up until the last part of the game. And as you can see, we had a bit more of the ball in the second half there. 4 shots on target for both teams though. Quite a good back and forth game. We just made more of our chances when we had to. So we're going to jump through to our next game then against Corpus Christi FC. It looks like a bit of a funny team there. They got Kadira, McTominay in midfield. I'm not entirely sure who their striker is there. Ali. Oh, they've swapped him out now. Probably due to form. And they're playing with a strange back line there. Back 5, but the flanks are actually midfielders that they've dropped back. So they've got Victor Moses there on the right and Shulup on the left. Again, they aren't really defenders, but it's like they're being positioned as defenders. And I'm sure they're pushed forward to get on the attack more frequently, though, as they are attacking midfielders or out-and-out midfielders. They're not really wing-backs. So let's get underway here as we knock the ball around for the first couple of minutes, just to see how our team's reacting. And it looks like a bit poorly there, as we've almost given the ball away straight away. But we're going to skip ahead here after the throw-in to our first highlight. And it seems to be us on the break, Tate to Aronoktovic. Tries to slot the ball through to Hulk, but can't get it through, unfortunately. The defense going to make a clearance here. They do, but it only goes as far as Ndidi, who lays it to our big man, who's got Hulk cutting through the defense and slots the ball into the left-hand side. What a goal on the counter there. Just, you've got to clear the ball better. If you're going to hit the ball downfield, then make sure it goes downfield and not straight to our central defensive midfielder. Now we're on another break, 35 minutes in. Aronoktovic cut the defence and oh, what a save. That entirely should have been a goal. Hulk still got the ball though. Can he lay it off? He does. Oh, and there we go. He's made up for it. That's our second goal of the game as we try and defend just before the half here. Ndidi, can he clear it? He does. Half time then, 2-0. And it looks like 3 shots on target out of 3. We haven't got the most possession, but we are the only ones who've even had a shot on target. So it's looking good, but we know that they can make a comeback in the second half, and they are attacking here. Goes through to their big man, who turns and slots the ball into the bottom right-hand corner. So jumping ahead, it seems like we've got a corner there that's dealt with easily, but it looks like that's this game done. 2-1, and it seems like we held on there. They didn't pose too much of a threat with their funny formation, playing 5 at the back. We didn't have a huge amount of the ball, but they didn't really create either, having their wing men so far back, I'd imagine. So let's look into the next game there. As you can see, apologies for that, we have picked up a Chelsea 5-star, so hopefully we'll use that next week, or next video. I'm not going to tell you who we're aiming for, but all will be revealed. Now we're coming up against a very funny team here. If we have a look, they've got a strong backline with Godin, Skinjar, Mounier, although the left's weak and the goalkeeper's weak, and an insane attacking front three of Ronaldo in the mid-90s, Lukaku in the mid-90s, and then also Mira on the right there's 77. But they've got the weakest possible midfield three available, and as you can see here, 20 minutes in, we've dealt with a bit of an onslaught originally, and we have gone 1-0 up, and now 40 minutes in, knocking the ball about comfortably in the midfield. Take back to Hulk, who just finesses one into the top left-hand corner. That's a beautiful goal. And I am just going to be showing you the goals here, because at half-time you can see we've got 64% of the ball. They've had no shots, hardly anything. They basically haven't had the ball because you've got the weakest midfield possible in the team. You might get the odd breakaway goal, which it looks like they might do here with Lukaku down to the bottom right. 2-1, but we're not worried because the midfield just can't do anything. They're so slow. They've got poor fitness. Boom. We're curling another one in. It's David. He's finessed one into the top right, and it's 3-1. Again, Rokocka here puts it to Lukaku again, who slots it in. We're still not that worried. I think that's their only 2 shots on target. 75 minutes into the game, Aronoktovic comes through. Can he lay it off? He does to Castagnette, to Hulk, who flicks it up and volleys it into the goal. 85 minutes in there, and that will do it. So 4-2. They only had the 2 shots on target that were almost out of the blue, out of the play of other games, and that was a very easy game for us to control with that very, very weak midfield. Now, I want to show you this because I shouldn't have taken this game. It's a 1-bar connection, and the opposition there with a rating of over 1,000. They've won almost all their previous matches, that it shows you, and they have a ridiculous lineup here. So I really shouldn't have taken this, and I don't often take those 1-bar matches, but I was waiting so long to get a match, I jumped ahead, and look at this formation. It's a bit of a joke that you can do this. I mean, it is cool that you've got this customization, but this is actually just ridiculous. And look at the bench. They've got all strikers on the bench as well, bar a centre-back. And they're basically playing a back 8 with 3 strikers up front, all lined in a train almost. And that's just to play havoc with the computer AI in defence. You're not really able to man mark. You can't really read the game, or the computer can't. So you're left to try and defend it as best you can. and that is one of the downfalls. Although here early on, 22 minutes in, Ndidi scores one of his rare goals for us, so we go 1-0 up. But unfortunately, we just can't really do a lot with the ball once we've got it, and then they are going to be lethal on the counter. I should have cleared it really, as they've scored their first goal there. We head to half-time, so in the first half I managed to deal with it quite well, keeping the ball, not really pushing forward there. As you can see, only 2 shots on target. And here, early in the second half, we're doing okay. We've got Zobbins on the ball, he flicks it up to Tate, who should have really took it on and shot, but there's just so many white players back. And then when they break through, this is what I'm talking about. They've got 3 men there, all right in the centre. So your wing backs aren't really involved. The 2 central defenders don't really know what to do. That was unlucky there, a bit sloppy with the first touch in defence. Didn't really have time to clear it. So it was 2-0 down, or 2-1 down rather, and we're trying to push ahead again. We've gone a bit more aggressive, but that only means that they've got the ability to counter a bit easier. They've got, what, 6 men there at the back, and you can see all their strikers on the mini-map have lined up again in attacking formation in a row, and they're just knocking the ball about 1-2. And your defense, because it's computer-based and the AI just isn't the best for these type of situations,